Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Value TCG. This is your host, Value Joey. Today, I wanted to open this starter deck from One Piece. Starter Deck 6. This is a starter deck that I personally picked up from a Target not that long ago for about $15. Currently, this thing is $70 on TCG Player, which to me is absolutely insane and goes to show that one, Bandai is aggressively underprinting, and two, they are not really printing where they probably should be, which is some of these formerly widely available starter decks. And that's because the meta of the game has shifted to where Black Deck, the Sakazuki Black Decks, and as well as once OP6 comes out, the Moria deck are absolutely dominant in competitive play right now. And there are 4 cards in here, count them 4, that are selling right now for $20 a piece or close to $20 a piece. I wanted to open this because, first of all, I wanted to show you guys the deck, but also there's really not that many openings for starter decks available on YouTube. So here's a deck list, as you guys can see. So I wanted to memorialize this since, if I were to go out there and buy this again, we're spending $75, maybe more. So we might not have another crack at this. I don't have, let's say, an entire case of this somewhere. I wish I did. I wish I bought more of this. I wish, I bought more of the, OP4s when they were available as well, because those things are now $90. Anyways, so here we go. Let's open this. I do also kind of want to talk about the state of One Piece. One Piece is a relatively new TCG, but I think it's really outran both Pokemon, what else is out there? Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! It's really now the hot TCG today. Here's introduction on how to play. We're probably not going to go over that, but just to show you guys. Pretty interesting. So the state of One Piece today is one of absolute FOMO craziness. As you guys can see, I have currently OP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 boxes all sealed right now. But look, I picked up this guy right during reprint. This is the white bottom one. So it's a little bit smaller, as you can see, versus the OP2 box, which is the first print. So this guy, OP1, I picked up for about $150. It's currently going on TCG Player, 6 months later for 6-7 months later for $500. And I think that's absolutely craziness. That's not conducive to the players. Thankfully, I think they're starting to really push out a lot of the more meta cards that are in OP1. But OP2, I mean, if we were to open this thing, and if we were to hit one Sakazuki, sorry, not Sakazuki, Borsalino, that would be $40. And that's just a SR, which is a very commonly found. There's 7 SRs per booster box. So maybe not the best state of the game right now. If you are trying to get into it right now, it is pretty expensive to build decks. Hopefully with I think starter deck 13, that's becoming very meta. And that's just a starter deck plus a couple add-ons. It should be quite easy to build a competitive deck. But right now, you will have to spend a decent amount of money to build a competitive deck. And that starts with a few, if you want to build a Sakazuki deck, starts with a few cards that we find in here. So let's just go through the contents here. Hopefully everyone can see. Yeah, looks good. All right. So we have obviously some of the Dawn cards. I know somebody that's actually trying to collect these Dawn cards because he thinks it's going to be quite expensive. I wouldn't do that. This is a really nice card. It looks fantastic, but I think it's actually quite cheap on TCG Player right now. Let me just double check for you guys. Yeah, this is 30 cents. So not very expensive. It's not meta, but it's a very nice looking card. Same with the Smoker, the foil Smoker. I think it's only about $1 or less. Yeah, $1 on TCG Player, but still very, very nice. Oh, there's two of them. Okay. Monkey D. Garp, $1.50 for this. Kobe's. Kobe, grown-up version of Kobe. We find him in the TCG world, in the anime world as a little boy that Luffy helps out, and now he's like this, Navy officer, very impressive looking. Django. We have 4 of the Djangos. Sengoku, very divisive character. I think most people actually think that he's quite a kind person, maybe, hiding under his very somber and decisive face that he puts on for everyone to see. And then we got Tashigis. I mean, these are actually pretty good cards. I think they're about $1.20, $1.50 each. There's 4 of them, so quite a lot of value in this deck already before we even hit the big ones, right? Tsuru, and then when I say big ones, here we go. Hina. These 2 cards, you need 4 of these for the Sakazuki decks. They're $20 each, which I think it's absolutely crazy. I don't know how Bandai is going to play around it, but I'd be careful with them. But they should definitely reprint this, or at least power creep as quickly as possible, because that's just insane. I believe, yeah, common cards in a starter deck. Full body, not too valuable. Helmeppo. Let's see if Helmeppo is worth anything. Helmeppo. Oh, $2.50, and there's 4 of them. Jeez, this deck is just insane. You can pretty much buy up a deck, open it, and then sell the contents, and you're still making, $20, $25 on top. Like y'all can see, this is a value TCG, so I do believe in making sure that you guys are getting value out of this very expensive hobby. So I do want to talk about the dollars and cents here more than the gameplay, which we can talk about the gameplay as well later on. But so 4 Helmeppos, that's about $10 right there. Momonga, I don't think this is worth very much. T-Bone, 4 copies here, which it just looks like a very basic 3-cost card. Shockwave, and then here we go. Great Eruption. These 2. You see that gold color outside? Well, that's what this is. These cards are gold. They're about $20 a piece. So just with these 4 cards, you might want to buy, if you're buying this deck off TCG Player for under $70, $65, definitely do it, because these 4 cards together are altogether $20 each, altogether $80, which is just insane. And then 4 copies of Whiteout and Navy HQ. And all right, that's it. That's it for the deck. I think it's pretty interesting how starter decks are these days. Extremely top heavy in value. I mean, it's not like prettiest cards that are the more expensive ones. It's just whatever is meta. You know, I remember watching this deck grow from like $12, $13, $14 all the way to what it is today, which is just bananas at 70, 75 bucks. So, you know, what generally happens, and I think for those of you out there who want to maybe catch the next wave, is you just want to buy a deck, and maybe not for value, maybe just for collection purposes, but within 3, 4, or 5 months, you know, Bandai does something weird with the meta. You know, OP7 comes out, OP6 comes out, the next, or EB1 comes out, and as a result, you know, something like a deck here, a couple cards in here will just start exploding in value, and then you really can start selling these things for quite a hefty profit. I do not recommend buying, however, just decks in the hopes that they will go up in price, because, you know, if you look at ST5 today, ST8, ST9, I mean, those are not decks that are really going up in value at all. So you could be losing a lot of money just kind of hoping for the upside. You know, if you just want to buy a couple for your collection, one to keep, one to maybe hopefully sell down the line, you know, do that. But again, I would not recommend just start buying up starter decks thinking that they're going to 3, 4, 5x in value. You know, maybe one day Bandai will also start increasing their print runs. Let's kind of hope that they do. And once that were to happen, if that were to happen, you might see even more people really jumping on the hobby, and some of these older sets that you see back here might actually be worth even more value in the future. So that's it for me. This is Value TCG, Value Joey, coming at you guys with a video here, my very first one that I'm gonna upload to YouTube. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys find this informative. All right, stay good, y'all.